Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to continue to be talking about my newsletter, and the main topic of today's video is going to be how I adjusted my newsletter based off the feedback I was getting from my first 100 subscribers, what I was adding to the newsletter, and how I continued to grow subscriber by subscriber in the process of getting to my first 1,000. So at this point, I have about 100 subscribers, and it's all close friends, family, old teammates, people I knew in college. And so what I would do is I'm sending this newsletter out. Friends and family would message me, or when I'd see them, they'd talk to me about it. And a lot of the feedback I was getting was people wanted more information. And kind of the idea behind my newsletter was just it's a quick 1 minute bullet point summary of the biggest news stories of the day. And I was like, okay, well, how can I give more info without making it longer? Because people aren't going to read a newsletter that takes, 10 minutes plus to get through every day. So what I started doing was I started putting hyperlinks onto the bullets. So if I had one bullet point and I felt like it was a story that people wanted to read more off of, I would include a hyperlink in the bullet point so that it would direct people who clicked on it to the website where I got the information, or where it was like a full article. Now, this was good and I got a lot of good feedback on it. However, a big part of my newsletter is trying to be as unbiased as possible, so I have to be kind of careful with the sources that I'm putting in. Obviously, right, like it's a difficult time. I know that people will just discredit an article if it comes from Fox News, or discredit an article if it comes from MSNBC. So I have to be very careful about the source that I'm putting in my newsletter. I purposely don't put in any polarizing or maybe left or right leaning sources on purpose. So that's what I try to do. I will probably, if I put in 10 bullets, I'll probably put a hyperlink into 3 to 4 of them. And I've gotten really good feedback on that, giving people the more information that they were looking for. And as I was going, I decided to start adding a little bit to the end of the newsletter. I know I touched on this a little bit, but I would add a quote of the day in the newsletter. The quote would be motivational, inspirational, about economics, philosophy. It all varies, but I just thought it was a good idea for people to end the newsletter reading a quote that would give them a little boost, and I got a lot of compliments on it. A lot of people would literally say to me, "Love your newsletter, but I really like the quotes at the end." So that was something that was very impactful and something that I thought really engaged and connected with the audience. I'd also started to add in like a bonus section or a plus section where I would include a interesting chart that I found on social media, or a cool poll or a Gallup poll that they published on say X. I would post that into my newsletter that I thought people might find interesting. Just a little fun fact or interesting chart for people to take a look at, to maybe take a little bit more away from the newsletter and say, maybe I didn't know that, but that's interesting. So just like doing a couple little things, the quote, the charts, the stats, just to get people a little bit outside of just the bullet points of the news and to take a little bit more away from the newsletter in general. So I got really good feedback on that. I still do that all to this day. It's a major part of the newsletter. And, as I said, this is where I'm at 100 subscribers. And at this point, I am growing, but growing slowly. So for example, I'm still growing through word of mouth. I'm telling friends that I come across or that I see. I have the link in my bio on X and Instagram, so I have, the odd person that clicks on my profile is subscribing. And then another thing too is friends that I would then subscribe a couple of their friends, or a lot of them would subscribe their parents, and a little bit of like a trickle down effect with that. So just through word of mouth, still social media, friends telling their friends and parents, and that's how I was still growing slowly past 100 subscribers. In the next video, I am going to tell you how I got a big leap, got to my first 1,000 subscribers, and what the process was for that. But that pretty much concludes this video. Just wanted to touch on how I was making adjustments based off the feedback I was getting, what I was adding to my newsletter to make it more engaging and bring more value to clicking it and reading it every day. And I think it's worked really well so far. Please subscribe to my newsletter. I'll leave a link down below, and please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe on this video and my channel. and any feedback is greatly appreciated. Thank you guys all, and we'll see you next time.